Welcome back, Rico Moneybags, the channel helping you invest in yourself so we can invest in the future. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, make sure the bell notification stays lit like that. You guys will not miss out any future updates. We got the markets pulling back. Is it correcting? Is it a dip? Is it a dump? We're going to figure that out because we actually covered a lot of this stuff of, when Bitcoin went up, where it could kind of reach that whack-a-mole section, and that's exactly what we're seeing. So we're going to cover that. But I also want you guys to get your favorite communities to pull up today. We'll be talking about that Yi still holding really strong, even with the market pulling back. Clash holding extremely strong, even with the market pulling back. XPX holding extremely strong. We also got a new project that we've been talking about, the Normie token, kind of bringing in, the Normie vibes. That's what we want. We want the Normie vibes in these projects, honestly, not just the Normie project, but we actually want people that can hold, man. So let's talk about Manyu as well. And then we got one that, who knows? I saw this thing trending. It might not even be live right now. It probably dumped. It's the PWOG, the Pwog. So we're gonna see if we got that one right there, a little Pwog, however you want to say it, but it's a little frog, right? And those are the ones that, man, they're here 1 minute and then they're gone the next. But we're going to see if it's a real heavy hitter or not. If they got a real community, we'll figure that out. But let me go and share my screen. Let's talk about Bitcoin, kind of like what we were talking about as far as like the market possibly hitting this like whack-a-mole section at the 100 moving average. And if you're wondering what's going on and you're like, well, how come? And I know a lot of people are saying because of this, but it's pretty interesting that everybody has like a reason, like from the news, on why price pulled back. But like, honestly, the way that we track price so much, like if you just look, we've been saying that there was going to be a moment where it hit right here. Yesterday I was taking some notes on some things too, on the indicators when they triggered, even like on Solana, when the indicators actually triggered. And I'm going to show you guys why we use a lot of these filters, because a lot of people said they have to wait till the news came out today or the last couple of days. But we honestly were talking about, how this thing, if it did not break past this lower value range, that it was going to pull back. We weren't doing no super, nothing really special, but looking at the moving averages. So we're going to cover these moving averages. We're going to go into BTC's price first. If you guys can repost this, it is super important. Also, this week's super stream is going to be super fire. So super duper fire, super stream this Friday, having a lot of fun with the space. You guys are definitely going to want to pull up. I suggest you start getting your communities in here now, so like that you guys can start to build the momentum for what's to come at the end of the week, man. So what's up, man? Yes, man, we got we're going to check out the project, man. We want to see what's up. We're going to check it out, man. Get the community up in here. We're finding them right now, man. We got the tech bot community up in here. I mean, we got Roger up in here, man. Pull up, everybody, like I said. And you know what? What's really important about the stream, we're going to talk about, Pwog, and however you want to pronounce it, the little frog. We're going to talk about Clash, XPX, Normie, which I think it's important to talk about Normie because I've been hearing this word come up a lot. Normie's been saying, I've been hearing it a lot. I've been hearing Normie quite a bit. And we got a nice Normie play that we can talk to everybody about. We also got Manyu, and actually Manyu is snuck in there. Like, I snuck it in there for a reason, because you can actually see that Manyu has exposure to the Normie sector. When you look at his social media presence, the project Manyu has a lot of Normie exposure, that when these Normies start to get more bullish on crypto, of course, they're going to go for their favorite dog, Manyu, and things like that, right? So let's go into BTC's price first. Get your communities in here. Like I said, get ready for this Friday's super stream. There's already a lot of people that were asking about it. This one's going to be pretty unique as well, the way that we're going to do it. I think it's going to be pretty beneficial for the space. I think it's going to be something that you're going to want to be a part of. So if we can get these streams leading up to Friday, which is going to be the super stream, and we're going to have multiple projects, multiple people, a lot of cross-pollination for everybody. This is going to be great for everybody. That's why I'm doing these kind of super streams on Friday. And as long as we keep getting a lot of solid projects and people that want to come up, we're going to keep doing them. And I think we did something really special last Friday, and I would love to do something really special for you guys this Friday coming up. But it's all about leading up to that Friday, the work that we put in. So like I said, repost this thing. I'm shaking the repost cup so we can get this out here. Let's go ahead and turn on some filters. Shout out to my brother Blunt House out here, definitely dropping some alpha with his indicator. I'm going to turn on his indicator first. because I need to look at this moving average. And, there's not a sell signal, but my parabolic SAR did print a sell signal, right? And this is why I was taking notes the last couple of nights, because you need a couple of filters, right? You need a couple of filters. And this is what I want you guys to see. A lot of people are correlating a lot of people are correlating a lot of this talk that's going on in the news or what's going on all around with what's going on with the price action. And I want to ask you guys, how much of that fundamental analysis is like because you're trying to find something to correlate to what's going on, you find something that has to be the reason that's why it's going on. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because did we not say that the whack-a-mole game was right here? What's up, Saphir? Yeah, it was. Oh my God, we were having so much fun. I was delirious. I was up so late. So yes, the XPX chat was unhinged last night, and I had a lot of fun. We got to do that again. Just be delirious in the chat. That was a lot of fun. But right here, this is what we were talking about. We were talking about this lower valley range, right? But more importantly, we were talking about this freaking 100 moving average. Let me zoom in. Like, you guys are rocking with me, right? Like, honestly, I know you guys are rocking with me. It's like, I know we got to cover this stuff. It's like, we're not psychics, but we talked about the first mouse getting the squeeze, second mouse getting the cheese, and then this was where the magic had to happen. This was going to be the decision-making time, whether, it was going to be like, or it was going to be like, hey, maybe we're going to turn around, right? And maybe the weekly was not going to print that buy signal and turn things around. And we're seeing exactly just that. And I want to ask you guys, like, honestly, because a lot of the stuff that, like, obviously my YouTube algorithm, when you wake up and you go up on your YouTube algorithm, you watch some videos in the morning, you get your coffee going. I got my coffee, I'm drinking my coffee, I'm listening to some stuff. I'm like, wow, everybody has their own particular reason why the price is actually reacting how it's reacting, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether the future market's open like this, or this happened or that happened. But how come we didn't know none of that news was going to come out, like, relative to this price action right now? But how did we already know that potentially there was going to be that whack-a-mole game going on, because the 100 moving average was sitting right above us, lining up exactly on that lower valley range? And, like, look, fam, you don't always got to trade these things, right? You don't always got to, be like missing out. But what I want to show you guys is, like, you don't have the news sometimes don't know. We already knew that this was a potential area where we could see resistance, right? We already saw this. I see a lot of new people pulling up. Welcome, welcome. It could be from that PWOG community, man. Pull up your whole community. Repost this on X as well, and let's have some fun together. But nobody in this channel right now, or nobody that's really rocking with the channel, and even if you're not trading it, you're not really too shocked. I'm gonna turn on the blunt house indicator. Still has not printed the sell signal, which is pretty interesting. It's holding on to this 20 moving average really strong, but we did have a sell signal with this parabolic. Sorry, did print one earlier, and then I took some really nice notes on like the sell signal for Solana. We're going to cover that in just a bit. But when we turn on these indicators, this is why we already kind of figured it was like, we're still underneath the 200. We're still working in this red cloud, and we got the 100 moving average that we got to break past, and the price got rejected. So, I watched, like, I don't know, like 4 different videos today, and all of them had a different reason why price turned around. And I'm sure one of them got to be right. But what's interesting is, like, this is the price section where I said, hey, we got to go into this 100. If we don't break past that thing, most likely price will pull right back. And that's what we're seeing. How far is it going to pull back? That's the question. We still don't got a sell signal on the blunt house indicator. We'll see if we can stay above the 50. If we can stay above the 50 and keep squeezing to break past the 100, that'd be pretty good. If we broke back underneath the 50 moving average, I would be like, okay, maybe we come back down to 80. Maybe we break past these previous lows and this weekly chart's sell signal continues, and we come back down to touch that 100 moving average that we've been holding on for dear life on the weekly chart, right? When we come over to the weekly, we see sell signal still confirmed. And although we had all this green candles on the weekly chart, we still couldn't break that T line. The best that we can hope for is that even if there's some red in this trend, that it stays above this 100 moving average, which, that's in that 80s range, 80, 80, 86, this whole little 100 moving average on the weekly chart. If it broke underneath that, we're mature enough to be like, hey, if it breaks past one level, it finds the next, right? We're not gonna, it's not our fault. It's not nothing else's fault, but we can count that, hey, it's holding on to the 100, holding on to the 100, holding on to the one. If it came back down and touched the 100 and bounced off of it again, I would be okay with that, right? Now, if it broke past that 100 on the weekly chart, we would have to start addressing a lot cheaper Bitcoin. Let's put it like that. A cheaper Bitcoin. We're going to put it like that, okay, everybody? But right now, weekly chart, we're still above the 50 moving average. We're not really surprised. We were being optimistic. We wanted to be like, come on, break that 100. But the minute the whack-a-mole game came to life, nobody that's rocking with me on this channel is shocked that we see the price. You didn't even have to turn on the news. You didn't have to watch anything. And I'm telling you, I watched 4 different ones today, and all of them had a different reason. One was because of gold. One was because of the futures market opening. One was for, this being liquidated. There was a lot of different reasons. And it was like, it's funny how, like, I wonder if no reason even matter. And we already knew that potentially, it was going to hit that whack-a-mole section, that 100 moving average. And that's the first attempt on it, right? So we still have this trading above the 50 moving average. And we know that trading above the 50 is good. Let's turn this off for a second. Just put on the plain 50 on there. So, we're trading above the 50. Maybe there's a pullback and all that stuff. There's been pullbacks on the 50 and oops. Whoa. 1 second. There's been pullbacks, after breakouts on the 50, pullbacks here, kept going up. So maybe this is just the first pullback that we're above the 50, because I like how we're still, this was a long time underneath this 50 moving average. We're still above it right here. Not shocked that we got hit that whack-a-mole, though. If we can stay above the 50, riding the 50, getting back above this is that 100K BTC is where, make or break and everybody gets excited or they're not. And this is going to be kind of the same topic across the board. I appreciate you guys pulling up. Much love, man. I appreciate you, broski, as well. You're a real one. And so let's go to ETH next. And like I said, share the stream, everybody. Appreciate, TechBot. Appreciate you guys pulling up. We're going to be showing you guys some love, especially if the TechBot community, like, all you guys got to do is keep pulling up. It's like, you guys are part of the marketing machine. Like, use all your power to, all your influence within the TechBot, so that it's not just me that recognizes you, but the chat recognizes you. They recognize you on X. They recognize you, on YouTube. And, let Price do whatever Price is going to do, but make sure that what you're doing is always being like, to impact in a positive way. Price is going to do what Price does regardless. We can't control Price, right? Here goes ETH. And again, I think today's a perfect example. We're going to have Blunt back on. I got to hit him up. We've been extremely productive. I don't like to say busy. We've been productive, right? Manyu and Hachiko Anso are the best low cap dog memes. Yes, Manyu for sure. I don't know about the other one. We're gonna check that one out if you get the community in here. But Manyu, I still think is extremely undervalued. They got a lot of retail Normie exposure. We're gonna use the word Normie a lot because, well, we got the Normie token ticker up there for a reason. We're rocking with them. I think they got something cooking. I know a hero from a zero, man. Let's go into this one right here. So I think Blunt House indicator, everybody should check out, one, for the fact that, it's great, of course, but it also lets you like consume this data kind of really good, right? Because you'd be like, man, what's going on? How come we're like, what's so going on with this pullback? What's going on here? And you wouldn't know. This volume profile comes with it, and it's giving you this lower value range. That's awesome, right? You got that kind of idea. But we already knew because of this. The minute we turn this thing on, look at how we're having all this trouble right at these major moving averages. And this was that game that we were saying that if not this, then that. If not this, then that. And that's what we're having right now. We're having that, we still got the buy signal. We're still trading above the 50, which we love, is bullish. This is Ethereum, right? But we needed to break past 3,300 ETH and do this little cute move right here that we see all the time. Boop, boop, and kind of trade into this gap and do that move above the 100, above the 200. But as you can see, like BTC, and now as we're covering on Ethereum, the price got rejected right there. Whatever news you want to correlate that with, whichever KOL you want to correlate their reason why it got rejected, it's pretty interesting how, maybe the news is matching up to this, or this is matching up to the news, or maybe it's a combination of both. But, this is why we call it that little whack-a-mole potential part, because, we had those moving averages that we were probably going to go into. So I don't know what came first. Was it the chicken or the egg? Was it the news or was it the moving average? because before the news came out, and I'm telling you, my algorithm was showing me like 4 different reasons why everything pulled back. I said, you know what's interesting? I bet when I go look at the chart, it's going to be exactly at the moving average. And that's what we see. It's exactly at this 200 moving average, exactly at the 100. So, same thing with ETH. If we can stay above the 50, the game is still on to get back above. We want to break past 33 and hold that support. So, still some work to do. We had no surprise here why we're running into this resistance. Buy signal still present on the daily chart. We're going to see later on today, in about 4 hours if that's going to hold. But 3,300 ETH is what it needs to break for that thing to get really bullish. Let's go through some more as you guys fill up the chat, man. Like I said, you guys can max engage the TechBot community, the XPX community, the Normie community, the Super Stream community that's going to grow. Because I'm telling you guys, like this coming Friday is going to be pretty cool. And the last one had me really pumped up. It was a lot of fun. I want to have fun with everybody like that. And this one's going to be one for the books because it's going to be different than even already the first one that we did. So, I'm looking forward to that, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. Everybody had so much fun. At the same time, we were getting like a lot of great projects out there, but at the same time, we're growing everybody's personal brand. You guys always know I'm trying to tell you guys, growing your social presence inside this space is important. You guys know that. I wish like when I started, I could just hop on people's YouTube page and stuff like that. And, I want to share the platform with everybody so we can help this grow all together. And I think that's the best way we can do it. So if you guys can help grow your platform, which is this channel, and grow the presence, we can have more projects up on here. We can do a lot of more creative things on these super streams. And it's really up to us. It's really up to us. So here goes. Let's go to BNB and then we'll go to Solana next, which I was taking some notes on. And this is where it's important to take some notes. Like sometimes you want to bust out the pen and pad and be like, okay, got you. I see that. I understand that. I got it. Because on the daily chart, you get to just kind of take it easy. Take it easy. Lean back. Set them down. Make that rhythm on the ground. Your left, right. Oh, I have to do that one for the one time. Go. All right, let's go into BNB. Then we'll go into Solana next, where we took some notes. We'll have some fun on that one because like I said, the daily chart let us consume the data a little bit better, and we can have some fun. Here we go with this. What's going on? Why are we pulling back? Well, let's just turn on some indicators. Let's see what's going on. Do we got any extra data that we're not? Whoa, no way. No way when we turn on this indicator that it exactly hits on the 100 moving average. So what news? Was there news on BNB? Why BNB also pulled back? Was there specific news also on BNB? Here goes that rejection right under 100. And this is exactly what we said. We still don't have a sell signal, but we did say, hey, if there was an area where we would be like, maybe we're going to have a little bit of an issue. Maybe we're going to have that whack-a-mole game. I'm sure you guys all been to something like Chuck E. Cheese growing up, especially, especially the 90s kids, it was a lot more popular. And I think the Chuck E. Cheese now looks kind of weird and stuff, but to each his own anyways. He looks like he's on Ozempic or something, the new Chuck E. Cheese. But he doesn't look like he eats at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh my God. We're having a great start to the week, everybody, as you can tell. And I think we should also be excited when this stuff gives us this information, and we're talking about this anyways, right? You would love to see Teg live? Yeah, man, we're gonna have Teg live again, man. That's what it's all about. Miss playing skee ball, that was a great one, bro. I mean, yes. So BNB, what? 100 moving average, exactly what we talked about. So I mean, it's right there. If not this, then that. It didn't break past that 100. Bam, whack-a-mole, exactly right there. Still not a sell signal, but we'll see if there's going to be one that prints maybe later on today. Now on Solana, which is interesting, like the parabolic star already printed a sell signal. See, this one already has it, but on Solana had a little bit before, and then the sell signal came out as well, and it pushed it even further. And it was actually a pretty nice trade because it was pretty, like it gave it to us pretty nice. And again, it was that, if you see the sell signals come up and it's exactly at these major moving averages, like, man, there's something there, right? There's definitely something there. So what price going to come back down to? Well, there's 50 moving averages right here, 883. The point of control is even lower at 864. The lower value range is 822. If we broke underneath the 50, we're probably going to see some of these prices. But if we can bounce off that 50 and take another attempt at the 100, going towards that purple line like we talked about, and actually break past that, the races will be back on, because we're not actually that far away from a $1,000 B&B, fam. You know, this is a red candle in an uptrend. Yeah, it's an ugly one, but it's one that we can kind of like digest because it's at a major moving average. We were talking about it for some days. I mean, for almost like 2 weeks. We're like, hey, this is probably going to run for a while because we broke the 50. A little game of the first mouse, second mouse, and where the game might end is right there at the 100. And that's exactly what we have. So none of us are shocked, right? Let's go to Solana right here. And this is where I like this one. This one was nice because I was watching this. I was just chilling. You know, when the XPX community was up late, it was unhinged. We were having a lot of fun in the TG, and that's why I love that community, honestly. You know, we're in this crypto space, but we're also having fun together. Yeah, we're building some serious things, but we're having fun, right? Let's buy Greenland. You trying to divide the chat? What time is it by you right now? You woke up and chose violence. Bro, that coffee's so good. That's that hazelnut. That's that hazelnut. All right, let's go right now. Let's go into Solana. This is where I was looking at this, you know, chilling with the XPX community, feeling like, you know, all bullish, even though all this, price action was going on, because there's some serious things going on. That is for sure. But this is what was cool about this one, because I was like, man, daily chart, you can just respect the daily chart a lot of times. This sell signal came on a little early. On this one, you see it's right here. But the parabolic SAR called it early, and this is why the notes was nice, because a little bit sooner than this one, it printed the price at 140, or the sell signal at 144 up here. So our 140 from 144, see 144 down to 142, you can have entered anywhere in that candle where that short was saying. That's on a daily chart. This is you're not freaking you're not Rain Man, you're not you're not doing nothing special, right? And the short was there for you to enter it. And sure enough, the next candle was red. And then you turn on the Bloodhouse, and this next candle was really powerful red because it printed a sell signal on top of it, and it flushed all the way down here. So I know that a lot of people did really good on this, sell signal. And the way that we all could have done, you could have done, everybody, right? It's not financial advice. Is you know how easy it is to be kind of confident in that kind of sell signal? You know why? Because it's crashing against this 100 moving average that we're talking about already for a while. It's like that sell signal, of course it got rejected, right? If you see, it's like this, there goes that exact section where, Solana had to get up to. We're like, first mouse gets the squeeze, second mouse gets the cheese, maybe a game of whack-a-mole right there, because that attempt on the 100, if we don't have that continuous pressure to get up to the $150 Solana, breaking the 200, maybe we see price come back. What's interesting, and we're going to keep track of this, is that we have the sell signal, but we do see a lot of buyers like holding this up. We see a long wick on the bottom. I would like to see if we're going to hold above this 50 moving average. The next couple of days are going to be really interesting, for crypto, because I would like to see if we start going towards this 50 moving average on all the charts, like on BTC, on Ethereum, on Solana. Because even though we're getting some sell signals, and yes, there was some solid trades, it's still not confirmed that we're running to the downside, right? That we're going to run. Like on the weekly chart, I mean, it's been going that way for a while. It's no secret there. But still, again, holding this 200 moving average, not enough to break the T line, not enough to print the buy signal, and coming right back down. This is where I would get concerned that this thing, if you were long, if it came back down to this 200 and broke the 200, we would see cheaper prices. We're cool with that. We have to be like, hey, Saphir, if it breaks one level, it's going to go to the next. Don't even try to tell me that it's not. Don't even try to tell me that it's not. If it breaks a level, it's going to the next. That's just what it's going to do, right? So, the fact that we're still holding this 200, we're staying optimistic on the space, and it's looking really good. And especially we can stay above the 50 here and do another attempt going in that direction. That'd be nice. But this could be a trade turning into a runner to the downside. I'll be honest with you guys. We'll see. We'll see. Now, if we hold above this 50, and somehow we flick this back green where the parabolic SAR has a crosses back on the bottom, the blunt house indicator puts a green triangle back on the bottom, we hold above the 50. There's a lot of things that have to go right for that one, right? So pretty interesting right now. If this is going to be a continuation, I think if we saw a candle step to the side and break past this 50 moving average, I would definitely go, maybe on the weekly, we're going to be going a little bit lower, right? Because, hey, that was a nice attempt. This was a nice little run. And Solana has this ebb and flow after these little attempts. They'll have a really nice, if you're just, going with it, you're like, all right, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get why it's coming back down, because we hit the, we're trying to go towards this 100, just like BTC, just like everything else. And it just wasn't working out. Every single time it didn't work out, and the buying pressure got weaker and weaker and weaker until eventually it rolled over. I got it. Understood. I don't, and there's going to be a bunch of reasons why, maybe today Solana rolled over, but it's pretty interesting that with this indicator, and this is why I want you guys, I don't be pushing a lot of stuff on you guys. You guys can sign up with like the BYD5 stuff referral code. That's up to you guys. If you guys want to do it. Obviously, we got XPX. You guys can be a part of that movement with me, and everything that we're doing with this amazing community as far as off-ramp solutions. But as far as like other stuff, I think it's just a strong indicator that gives you an edge. And this is why I tell you guys about it all the time, because it would feel wrong for me to have this info and you guys not know, because how else would you know that? How else did we know that this was going to happen? It's like, I didn't know. I'm not no special guy. I'm just like everybody else. Maybe you guys are even a little bit more special than me, but I'm using this competitive edge to be like, okay, this is why price is turning around. And even though there was a bunch of reasons today, and I seen it on my YouTube algorithm, why everybody was saying price was doing this and price was doing that. But you know what? Money's already been telling us what could potentially happen before anybody with a suit and tie on a TV show told us what was going to happen. It was already starting to struggle in this direction. And we already knew that, when we're trading underneath the 200, which is the biggest bear bull indicator, this red cloud, more bearish things happen than bullish things. So if we hit that 100 and got rejected, or even the 200 and got rejected, we weren't going to be surprised, because in this red cloud, more bearish things happen than bullish. Now, when we get above this 200 and you see the green cloud, it's evident, you have more bullish things happen on this side. Let's leave it like that, right? Let's keep it that simple, so we don't got to be that surprised. We don't got to do the Home Alone face every single time, so. All right, let's go and have some fun with everybody. There's some serious plays doing fantastic. There's some Manyus doing great. There's some XPX doing amazing. That community is like no other. I really want to know the XPX community for the rest of my life. I think I'm doing a fantastic job of rocking with my community, and that's why they're so solid and things like that. But it's nice to have a bunch of cool people to hang out with at, for some reason, 2-3 o'clock in the morning, and we're all having a good time. So we got the XPX community always strong. We have the Clash community really turned up, man. Clash Picks is, getting a lot of attention, even with the pullback in the market, pullback on Solana, because, Clash is part of Solana. We saw price even kind of recover right away. And I want you to kind of read in between all these lines that even with the price pulling back on Solana, Clash is building up a little bit of momentum right now. Pretty nice to see. So let's jump into some of the plays. I think some plays that resonate with the whole space. Even though, overall crypto market cap has pulled back, although, there was a nice little dip, maybe dump, some would say, but really just a correction off a major moving average because it crashed and now it's doing something else. But let's jump right into Manyu right away, because A little bit of the topic is kind of the normie topic as well, and even XPX. I mean, the way that XPX is tailored is to kind of attract a lot of the normies that come into the space, and there's going to be a lot of different ways for you to do this. This project is doing it in the sense of its social media presence, with this, Instagram following, its TikTok following, its subscribers on YouTube, and this was kind of easy one to point out. You didn't have to really have a crystal ball. You didn't have to, get no cards read or your palm read or anything like that. This one was, right at like $3.4 million market cap and had a lot of power, a lot of exposure, and is pretty evident to see that this thing was going to have some positive price action, and it totally did. Did pump up tremendously to 45 mil, even pulled right back down, giving everybody that one more time opportunity. And we even have these arrows right here where I said, hey, if you felt like you missed it, this could be that section for Manyu right here. And it's important that we're highlighting this right now because, well, I'm gonna show you why in a second. But this was the section that if you missed it when this pump happened, that there was still some pump left, and it went up all the way up to $71 million market cap. Like I said, you do not want to ignore that this has exposure. As crypto becomes more normalized, as crypto becomes more cool, as crypto becomes part of your everyday life, part of your neighbor's everyday life, some of these people are inside of these numbers. These numbers are substantial. Some of these people exist. What? They're now a crypto believer. They just downloaded the Coinbase app. They just got the Robinhood app. They just, what? They just got exposure to an ETF, and now they're learning about meme coins. What is coin market cap? They're finding all this stuff. That is going to continue to happen. And when you got your, you staked your claim with this type of exposure already, as that transition is happening in the background, as normies, right? Normies, continue to get more hip, cool to the idea of cryptocurrency, there will definitely be people who, not only from ETF, but from all different types of other cryptos, find their ways into meme coins like this, especially if they already have a following, right? There's some of these people are already probably transitioning into crypto. Like, you know what? The project that I like has a crypto token now. I love this dog. I've been following this dog. You know what? This dog got me through COVID. You guys get that, right? Like this dog could have this dog's cuteness, believe it or not, as crazy as this might sound, as we're talking about this on a live stream, the dog's cuteness could have got somebody through a hard time on social media. Kept somebody entertained. And you're not telling me that when this thing becomes more popular and crypto becomes, they're going to definitely buy it. So this thing's going to have nonstop exposure, and as crypto becomes more popular, this thing's definitely going to grow. So you're seeing discount prices, and the reason I'm bringing that up, we're kind of close to that same section where we were at. Like if you missed it, if it ran up and it came down and you're like, oh my God, I don't know. You're kind of in that same section again right now. So take a look at this right now. $12.3 million market cap. If it can get back above 20, which it kind of did already, and start heading into these FOMO sections, it doesn't really take too much. And this is even with the market pulling back, even with ETH pulling back, you're going to see, people start spilling into this a lot more. And now that they got a staking platform and they already kind of got that test, they're tried and true because, they have their pullback, but yet the community is still pulling up. Yes, they're super active, and as they should be. This is a heavy hitter play right here. This is an easy, heavy hitter play for everybody. So keep your eyes on Manyu right now. I think you guys are seeing something super early. They got the staking platform. As a matter of fact, if somebody from the Manyu community wants to join me on a super stream like we did the last Friday, I would really consider, hitting me up. We're not asking for anything. We just want to get some exposure to everybody. Those people who are doing giveaways, fine. Those who are not, we just want to do something cool for those communities and give them the exposure that they deserve. So definitely hit me up because, we've been rocking with Manyu since $3.4 million market cap. A lot of cool DMs from people that did really good on Manyu and were like, thank you, thank you very much. And I was like, oh my God, thank you too. And then, everybody was happy, and that's what we're doing. So Manyu right here about to make some more people happy. I think you're seeing it at a good discount. The reason we're talking kind of about this normie stuff, I got to talk about Pablo Crow yesterday. Yesterday, I caught a little bit of his live stream. I kind of liked it. I liked it. Let me know if you guys caught Pablo Crow's live stream yesterday when he was talking about he had to go find you 5 years ago. Oh, I kind of like when you got to get in that mode, man. Honestly, I like sometimes that song "Regulators." Mount up. Sometimes you got to regulate, man, and sometimes you got to tell it how it is. And you know what? The space has changed, And when normies come into the space, normies are going to know how to hold. Like, the space has become so degen that even some of the greatest plays, and even with like a social media presence like that, people will fumble the bag because, the overall movement in the space has changed, right? And you're seeing that with a lot of great plays because the way people operate in the space is different. But I think that these tokens are always going to turn around and start doing good once again. So keep an eye on Manyu right now. Keep an eye on these projects that have exposure to normies. And I think it's going to slowly become more of a more holders market as these pullbacks happen and they scare people. They're going to find plays that are solid and plays that they can kind of hang out and be safe and still be getting crypto exposure. So Manyu right here, great project right here. Go to the X account at the real Manyu, give them a follow. I don't think this one's going anywhere but up. There might be some consolidation, there might be some dips, but the normies, when they come into the space, they're just going to accumulate. They're just going to accumulate this thing. That's all they're going to do. They're going to DCA. They're going to DCA. And I think that we're going to see more normies win than the new crypto experts that are in all the spaces, and everybody's the new guru. That's why I try to stay away from calling myself a guru, because next thing you know, you start floating away on the carpet by accident. you're on your ego carpet and you missed out. And I think that when the normies come in here and retail comes in here, they're not going to let this thing go. They're going to learn how to DCA and they're just going to keep buying it up. So I think you might want to look into your DCA plays right now. I don't know. Let me know, Manyu fam. Like, I think everybody should be accumulating Manyu right now. Am I right? Am I wrong? What's going on? Let's go to the next play. We're going to have some fun. Like I said, we got this one that we've been talking about for the specific reason of our favorite pattern, the Yi. Man, this is a hitter. And we missed it. We're not Ash from Pokemon. We're not going to catch them all. But we are covering when it broke past his 20 million, or when it broke past the 10 and it hit 20. I said, hey, most likely there's going to be a pullback to the 10. If it goes back up to the 20, it's going to do the breakout thing, right? And we know that, right? It broke past the 10, it did the 15, 20, the pull back to 10, and now look at this thing. And honestly, it's been holding really, really strong until the market started to pull back. This Yi, let's be honest, this chart's looking good. This chart can come down to 10 million, even though crypto degens will be crying about it. But even if it came down to here and traded that way and then shook everybody out and started to pump back up, I mean, I think the narrative is strong enough. I think the community has grown around it. I think there's a lot of people keeping an eye on it. Nobody really wants to buy the top of this thing. Everybody's a little scared. Everybody's a professional now, right? So I would keep an eye on this one. Maybe most people are waiting for the dip. Maybe there is no dip. Maybe there is no dip on Yi. This is it right here. But this narrative has been getting, I think, stronger and stronger. Look, you got your listings right here. Bitmart exchange. What? You got Bitmart listing? Bitmart? What? So they got themselves a nice little marketing package. What? KuCoin? Nothing to see here? I mean, and even with, let me say this, for the chart to look that healthy and it's pulling off these exchanges, you might want to take note of that. Sophia, remember I told everybody the same thing about Manyu? I wish AD was here, but he's been, I don't know. AD's been, I don't know where AD has been, but I said the same thing about Manyu. I said, look how the chart is staying healthy, even though it's getting all these major listings. Like, that's connections right there. We're talking about KuCoin, it's getting on Bitmart, charts healthy way up there. It's like Dev's got some funding, man. They're making some things shake right here. People want to push this thing. This thing got some pump, some movement. It's got some movement. It's like, hey, that's not Bitmart, KuCoin listing pullbacks. I'm keeping it real with you guys. That's pretty impressive. Because those listings, those CEXs, they don't play around. Right when you walk in there, they all got a grin on their face. They're like, yeah. Hey. Right. So this Yi token is looking really good. I think even if you saw it down here any kind of correction, I would definitely keep an eye on this. So I missed this one. I don't got a bag of this, but I think it's always important to pay attention to these new narratives. There might be another dinosaur token that comes to life. This might be the whole new meta for the whole space right now. Yee. But I mean, respectful, healthy, great looking chart, major listings. Maybe it does something funky like that, or maybe it just says, Rico, forget what you're talking about, and gets right back above the 20 and pumps up hard. But with the market pulling back and nice little correction in the market, you could probably see things correcting just a little bit until the market gets back bullish again. Because this was the correction that it had pulled back and then went right back up to almost 30 something million. But once the market starts to pull back, everybody gets spooked, right? So you see it kind of reflecting on the chart as well. Yee, everybody. That is yee. Let's go to the next play. Let's go to Clash. Actually, let's go to this little frog guy right here. This is one that we saw earlier. Like I said, this could be gone later on. We don't know. I saw this one trending. We want to pay attention to frogs. Frogs are great. Frogs always do good. Is this a frog that does good? It's a little Pepe frog hidden inside there. It's a frog inside. What could be better than one frog? Two frogs. What's better than two frogs? A frog inside of a frog. So, yeah, a hybrid amphibian from the mysterious new pond where magic and nature intertwine in unexpected ways. He found a glowing green candle, and you got this. You got the new Pepe Frog thing happening right now. And this one's fresh off the press 14 hours ago. No, man, look how it's barely any following. When this dev wakes up and sees how high it is, they're going to be like, whoa. Oh, no, 3 hours ago. Deck screener just updated. So nice. I wonder if they even know that they're live right now. It's looking pretty good. It's all fresh. It's all fresh. This could be a heavy hitter. It could be brand new. Nobody that we know heard about it. We're just finding new plays right now. Degen activities. Great market cap. $7 million market cap. Waiting for a pullback. It is on ETH. It is the number one trender. The trendy coin. Yeah. The liquidity is low compared for the market cap. I agree. And I haven't touched it. Like I said, this thing can go to zero very easily. I'd be careful. I'd be very careful. I would only put it, the liquidity is not locked. It's brand new. 21 hours ago. But always, you should have a burner wallet and a fun wallet that you can experiment and test with before you go all crazy. You're not going to miss out on anything, right? Rushing into anything, you're not going to miss out into anything. You don't got to rush into anything. But we're keeping an eye on this just for narrative's sake. I didn't get a bag of this. Just like the Yee one that's pumping up super strong. This one right here, I didn't get a bag of it. It would have been nice to get a bag down here, but I'm not. Like I said, I'm not Ash from Pokemon. I can't catch them all. It's just for this pattern's sake, I'm keeping an eye on it, right? So now one that I do have a bag on, we'll go to right now, is Solid. And I think that if you want exposure to Solana, this is probably the easiest way to get it and probably the safest way to get it. You can just go get exposure on Solana and go to Clash and just let it sit. And I think Clash is going to do good because it has exposure to people coming into the space that are normies as well. And people who play Clash Royale, the game, they're normies. They're retail. And they're going to be pouring into the space, and they're most likely going to find Clash, a game that they like, and they're most likely going to, load up on the one that they like. So let's see what we got right here. We got, is Clash Picks gambling? No, it's a skill-based, free-to-play, and there are no real money cash outs, just smart predictions and real outcomes. That's it. Okay, everybody. Let me see. We got Clash 6 hours ago. Quick reminder, we got 2 big tournaments coming up, and you don't want to miss these. So you got 2 major tournaments coming up, one on Wednesday, one on Thursday. You guys don't want to miss those. 6 p.m. Central Time. This is just growing. It's getting stronger and stronger, fam. And like I said, these tournaments, I think there's going to be a moment where you're going to see actual retail love what's going on, and they're probably gonna. If imagine the day the Clash like game promoted the Clash token. That's wild. All their users get exposure to Clash. That would be wild. And same thing like the Manyu project, same thing kind of like the Normie project that I'm going to talk about in just a bit. It's like normies know how to hold. Normies do know how to hold, and you're going to see probably a lot of these normie plays do a lot better than the gambling plays that everybody's been kind of gambling. And a lot of people in this project, I'm sure that they're just going to be able to hold. They're just going to be able to hold. So shout out to the Clash fam. Charts looking fantastic, pumped all the way up past, that is a respectable recovery right there. If you had any doubt if it can recover on any dip and come back to life, well, that should be gone right there. Clash, I think, will always have the power to come right back and be, just as consistent as George is all the time. And you see, he's pulling up all the time. So whether it pulls back, again, consistency and pulling up, again, those people who get shooken out, the things will just turn right back around. And you're seeing that right now with George plays Clash Royale. Very nice, man. Shout out to George. Shout out to the Clash fam. And shout out to everybody who's been rocking with them since early on in the channel, man. It's been nice. We got Hachiko. Yeah, we could check that one out too as well. Let's go to Normie next, and then we'll check out your play. Then we'll check out XPX. But let's go to Normie. I think this is a play that's being slept on right now. It's got a solid Chad behind it, building nonstop, 62K market cap. Get a bag of this, park it there, leave it there, let the man cook. Because when you come over here, he's cooking for the bag. He's cooking for everybody. And this level of determination has got to be respected. This is what you want from somebody pulling up for your project. You want somebody going all in. You want somebody pulling up, dropping live streams, dropping content, pulling up on live streams. He was on my super stream. It's going to be on more of them, of course. His wife also pull up. We got Brad to pull up. Here goes the super stream right here. If you guys missed it, tune in again. Oh, look at it. Oh, that looks cool. That's awesome, man. Shout out to Broski for doing that too. Brad, you're awesome. We're going to have everybody back up again. We're going to do another one of these super streams, but I don't want you guys to miss out on the Normie play and kind of this whole meta, this narrative. We already know. We've been saying this for a while, retail Normie. But I think when these moments come up and you see, the cutthroatness and what's going on in the space, you really, really want to look at, plays like this that have a strong narrative that's attacking possibly the normies. Those people that come in and they don't care what the market cap is. They're just going to buy and hold because they like the narrative, right? They're going to even work for their bag. They don't care if it's at 62K market cap or $62 million market cap. They're going to get a bag. They're going to hold because they're going to keep pushing that stuff, right? So shout out to the Normie project. This is one that I want you guys, like I said, take a look at. Low market cap, 62K market cap, super discount on a super strong narrative. And you don't see many projects at a 62K market cap with the dev going crazy like this on the live streams, pulling up everywhere. There's a lot to come from this. I like this. I like this a lot. So definitely keep an eye on this one right here. Keep an eye on the whole Normie narrative as far as like bringing people in. And I think you're going to see how there's a lot of different ways for that to happen, where there's meme coins, where there's XPX with giving normies utility that they're familiar with MasterCards, giving them the accessibility to use their crypto in the real world like they're used to, using their current currency, right? So it's important that, we're attacking these the Normie narrative from many different ways, because they're going to come in from different angles. And, you're going to see how that's going to be the projects that become multi-cycle, that when that switch continues to happen, that when people continue to pour into the space, that, the people who built stuff for these people when they come in are going to be the ones who reap the benefits of that. So, projects like this Normie project, giving, a community a place to pull up to, giving them some context, giving them, that they know that the dev is building and working nonstop, which he is. I think that's super bullish. And you're going to see that with a lot of plays, whether it's Manyu, where, you're talking about a dog that probably has more social media presence than most projects on X. And most likely a lot of that retail is going to come in here and they just love that dog. And boom, you got the normies that come in that just want to love a dog for no other reason. They're going to buy the dog coin and hold it. They don't care about the market cap. They like the Manyu. It's at that market cap. They don't care. Whatever market cap it's at, that's their favorite social media dog. And they're going to get a bag of that. So, getting things set up for these people for that when that switch comes in, it's going to be crucial for those projects that want to take it to, the next level. And I think seeing projects right now undervalued at 62K market cap, let's take a look at it, man. It's looking pretty bullish, and having an active dev is even more bullish. Speaking of active devs, we're going to go into XPX, and then we'll talk about we'll also talk about that Hachiko, I think you called it. We'll talk about Hachiko as well. Let's go to our X account right here. Shout out to the XPX community, pulling up so strong, man. We've been so active. The push is so real. We're even on another social media platform, letting everybody know that we're providing off-ramp solutions everywhere. We had a super stream on Friday. I mean, not just the level of access that XPX has. I mean, the super stream was fantastic. The next one's going to be even maybe better. What? Nobody get jealous. Don't do that. No, but it's going to be fire. I'm telling you guys that it is going to be fire. But the XPX community has just been pulling up super strong. We've been live everywhere. Tomorrow we got our space that we do with all the people from Just Shop Crypto, potential projects that are going to be listed from Just Shop Crypto. So, we got our spaces going. We got our community hours going. We got our off-ramp solutions going. And, we're just doing our thing in the space right now. It's 19 months. Today's actually our anniversary on, again, providing real off-ramp solutions, 19 months of promise made, promise kept. That's super important in the space. No matter if the market goes up, the market goes down, somebody's buying, it doesn't matter. Keep your word, keep pushing forward, keep building, and you're going to see that things can turn around. If you guys go look at Meme Link, I mean, that recovery was legendary. And, if you got to shake everybody out just so you can pump right back up to 10 million, then it is what it is. And you know what? He pumped that thing right back up to 10 million, right by $9 million market cap. And you know what? Shakeouts happen, man. And they happen in this consolidation periods in the market. But you want to look for projects that obviously, everybody trying to be the trader right now. We're living in a different crypto era. The normies will understand this. When they come into the space and they see that we're giving them real utility, and they can either off-ramp their Solana, off-ramp their BNB, off-ramp their Ethereum, their BTC, we're giving them power. That's what this is really about. We're giving them power, and we've been doing this for 19 months. So if you guys want to come support XPX, support the project, launched 19 months ago, exactly today. Go over to smartdefi.com, get a bag. We got a 5K giveaway going on at the same time right now, which is pretty bullish if you guys ask me as well. Very easy to get into. But we got more utility, some more cool things that's going to be coming around the corner. There was a reason why I was up super late. I got some meetings the next couple days, setting up some things. We got some fire things coming around the corner. No matter what's going on as far as the overall market, that's what we've been doing. And that's what's been working the whole time. And that's what we're going to keep doing. That's how you do 19 months and keep pushing forward, because, we're staying focused on the overall goal of becoming that off-ramp solution project. So if you guys are interested in off-ramping your crypto, whether you're an individual or a business, and you guys want to use some of this utility, come over here to xpxpay.com, go to crypto bill pay, click on any one of these widgets, the one that makes sense to you, whether it's a non-KYC card, 100K MasterCard, non-KYC bill payments, non-KYC gift cards, which were booming during the holiday season. Again, this is just utility that you guys can use, not a roadmap down the road. Come over here, get a bag if you guys like. You guys are going to see how there's some value in that, of course, because some things are right around the corner for XPX as far as, what we've been doing over this period, what we've been doing for the 19 months. We've been, collecting a lot of crypto. We've been just holding on to it for that right time. And, yeah, the project's looking really good. We got a nice foundation, and we're going to keep making some more noise, whether it's on Pulse Switch, whether it's on, the Telegram, whether it's on X. But we have real utility to show off, and that's why we got the community active on X, TikTok, Reddit, everywhere. This is utility you guys can use. So come over here, go to smartdefi.com, or give us a follow at XPX Token to make sure you guys stay updated to the latest and greatest. Everything that we're doing over here, extremely bullish. Non-KYC cards that you guys can actually use. Promise made. I mean, this is here in Las Vegas. We got people in doing online purchases on Amazon using the cards. We got people in Tokyo, Japan using the cards. So again, building for retail when retail comes in, getting a gift card, non-KYC gift card for Steam, downloading Arc Raiders, getting owned on Arc Raiders, getting better at Arc Raiders, but nonetheless, using crypto, whether it's for online purchases, for downloading games, for flying to Tokyo, Japan, and buying some food in Tokyo. I mean, this is pretty bullish. This stuff that's going on in the space is just a lot of circling and running around, but there's going to be a moment where the holders will come into the space and people will realize, like, retail and normies, they want to see actual tech. They want to see stuff that they can use. And that's exactly what we've been building. And I appreciate you guys, being here with us these 19 months officially today. And we're going to keep building, fam. In June, it's going to be 2 years. And yeah, that's pretty bullish if you ask me. You have to earn that in cryptocurrency. So yeah, reserve your table. I mean, just live your life, experience your crypto. It honestly sells itself, fam. If you should be able to see the value in that. And I think a lot of people do. That's why we've done over 6 figures on paid orders. And I think it's something that XPX will continue to do, not because Rico, not just because of the amazing community, but we're actually just solving problems, and it's already built and it's already there. And now it's just the adoption phase of it. So chart goes up, chart goes down, chart goes sideways, Bitcoin's pumping, Bitcoin's not pumping. The utilities are there, they're built out. So, whether the charts want to do a backflip, they want to lay flat for a while, Bitcoin wants to pump to 126, or they want to go to zero, the utilities are already built. They're already there. And now it's just a matter of all of that just stacking up and adoption and putting it where it belongs. So XPX definitely marks the spot, waiting for retail to come in, waiting for the normies that want some real utility. Come over here, give us a follow. Let me go over here and share this. And we can check out this other play that you guys are talking about. What is it called? Hot Chico. We got Oliver the monkey up here. What's up, man? Hot Chico. 42K market cap. Okay, it's a low cap. The next one to pump. We'll see. Could be this one. Let's go to your guys' X account. The world's most loyal dog. Okay. That's all you can do, man. You just got to keep grinding, Oliver. That's all it is. You check out what you guys got going on. That's all I do. I don't actually do nothing too special. I'm sure people probably think I'm doing some kind of. Nah, I just don't stop. It's like when you're stopping, I'm still going. When you're going, I'm going even more. And then when you're tired, I'm just gonna keep going. And then I'm just gonna go a little bit more, and then keep just going more. Looking at the wrong one. No, not the wrong one. Oops. Okay, it's okay. This one right here. Okay, there we go. Sheesh. Sheesh. We talked about it before. We should have got a bag. We didn't get a bag. Why didn't we get a bag of it? Sheesh. We did talk about it. And I love that it's just a pattern all over again. We just haven't updated what happened. That's it. But I mean, here goes your 10 million. Here goes your 15 million that we suspected it was going to go to. It went way past that. Nice. Nice. I'm sure everybody's excited on this one right now. Super strong. 16.7. It's got everybody's attention. That's what I'm saying. A lot of people, if they were just like, people got shooken out here. Not too bad. Shooken out. Shook everybody nice and out. But eventually once the sellers get exhausted and people still want it and it starts pumping up, it'll pump up. It will pump up. I think Meme Link is a perfect example of that right now. Everybody got shooken out. And now it pumped up. So if you're feeling discouraged and you got a bunch of people selling on you or whatever it might be, just let them sell. If you know you're not going to stop and you're not going to quit, this is what happens eventually. Just give it time. Whether you're a dog, a monkey, utility, well, it doesn't matter what it is, right? Whatever it might be, you just keep pushing, working towards essentially the same goal, pushing forward, going in that direction. Let them get shooken out. Because I mean, this thing actually just did really good. This is a healthy chart. What's it take on Jerry the Turtle? I haven't looked at Jerry the Turtle in a while. It's like, one thing that I always say is like, I like that narrative, but the community just got to be loud like it was before. That's what meme coins and when the markets get shooken out, it's hard for people to be loud and you're going all crazy. But we're gonna check it out right now. But this one's still looking really good. I would definitely keep an eye on this thing. This thing could be way bigger than what we're even giving it credit to. This could be a big play for all we know. Now that it finally broke like that, like that's a great looking chart. And it was over a period of time, letting people get shooken out, curling back up. I mean, that's what you got right there. So Hachiko, the most loyal dog. The most loyal dog. Let's go to the next play really quick. Let's go to Jerry. See what it's looking like. And I'll show you guys Jerry the Turtle. Obviously, he went through his pullback, and this is stuff that happens. And it's like, again, if Jerry the Turtle broke past these market caps like it did before, these are the exact areas where things get bullish all over again. It breaking past the $5 million market cap, it breaking past the $10 million market cap. That's exactly what set it off the last time. So, what is it going to take? Well, you got your shakeout, you got your consolidation. Everybody's been going through this lately. I'm going to show you guys another chart not to get discouraged. So even if you're Jerry the Turtle or whatever you might be, you're going to see where shakeouts have to happen. You have to let the shakeouts just happen because this thing, all it takes is to break past this $5 million market cap, and those people who faded it will start to jump right back in, fam. So 5 million, 10 million, these are those targets that you want to set up for Jerry the Turtle. And I guess like getting the community to pull up like it was before, right? Just that activity the community was just doing, being pumped up, getting listed on KuCoin, pulling up to all the live streams. There were so many people spamming Jerry the Turtle in the chat. People get attracted to that. Everybody does. So let's get the community back in here. I think with these listings, let's support the team because obviously these listings are not cheap. But getting behind these listings, pulling up, sharing this stuff is super important right here. So Jerry the Turtle, I still think a very good narrative, listed on multiple exchanges, and even some of the greatest projects go through some shakeouts. Let me show you a shakeout right now as we're live. I think since we're talking about shakeouts and how they have to happen, fam. I think this is a legendary shakeout and it shows that any project that wants to keep going can keep going. Here goes Meme Link at $10 million market cap, all the way from this all-time high of 16 million down to 200 and something K market cap. So everybody got shooken out. Everybody got shooken out. And then it started to turn around, and a couple of people try to take the momentum out of it. And again, you got to shake those people out. And now this thing's back. This thing's exactly where a breakout can happen, where it gets really legendary. And everybody got shooken out. And sometimes, you know what? You got to go through this pain. Sometimes that's part of it. You just got to let that stuff happen and let them, let the bygones be bygones, because if you're determined enough, even with all that going on, you will turn this thing right back around, and you will find the right investors that see the true vision of what you're trying to do. Everybody's trying to just, be the next pump fund millionaire, but everybody's still in the same space. So obviously they didn't do a good job at it, right? Nobody's left. It's the same people in all the same spaces. They're still here. So, this is looking very powerful, and it's exactly where, when it breaks past that $10 million market cap, you're going to see that anything can come back to life. Look at this thing roaring again from, Jerry the Turtle didn't even go down to this market cap. Jerry the Turtle is still in the $1 million market cap. But it goes to show you that even from 16 something million, let everybody get shooken out. Bye. If you're not leaving crypto, if you're not deleting your apps, just let them leave. Let them leave. The real people will keep stepping up. Eventually, they will get shooken out. Eventually, the sellers get exhausted, fam. That's just what happens. And when the sellers get exhausted, what happens is this humble pie right here. Now this thing's pumping up and roaring hard. Sheesh. That's looking amazing. Meme link. And showing that determination in this space is crucial. From 16 million down to 200 and something K market cap. And now it's right exactly at 10 million. The one we always talk about. You guys let me know. Is it going to break 10 million? I think this is enough to create FOMO and possibly do it. I think so. So if you're feeling discouraged on whatever project you might be sitting at, maybe it's not at the market cap you want it to be at, let the sellers do what the sellers got to do. Let them bounce. Because at the end of the day, this thing can always turn right back around. And when that redistribution happens and more people want to become holders, it gets real easy to where that FOMO starts to kick in. But a lot of times we just got to get rid of those sellers. And I think Meme Link did a perfect example of showing that and shook everybody out. That thing's at $10 million market cap right now. Shout out to this community. Shout out to this thing pumping really hard. And like I said, if you're feeling bad about whatever market cap you might be at, you're not down. You didn't go down to 200. Very similar look, 20 million, very similar heights, but didn't even go as low as that. This only went as low as $1 million market cap, and it's turning around. I didn't go down to 200 and something. So don't feel like Jerry can't pump right now when you got examples like Meme Link that went down to 200 and something K market cap, and now it's at $10 million market cap. Very easily can turn around. This is a perfect example. Stay locked in. Let those who got to bounce. They're going to be always bouncy. They're always going to bounce. That's what they do. Is in their MO. Bouncers will be bouncy. That's it. And eventually these holders will come to life like this. So shout out to the MK community. Shout out to everybody in crypto. Honestly, we're holding it down right now. I do want to show my main page at Rico Moneybags because there's going to be another super stream, and I don't want you guys to miss out. This one's going to be different than the last one, but just as cool and just as important to the space. So make sure you guys give me a follow at Rico Moneybags. If you guys got some projects that are interested in being on the super stream where we highlight your project, let your dev come up, let your CTO dev team come up and talk, let your community leader come up and talk about why they're bullish on the project. Let me know. Send me a DM, so we can highlight your project on the super stream. The last one did really great. We had quite a bit of listeners, over 1,000 listeners. It was like over 5 projects. It lasted for 4 hours, so it was extremely bullish. And so make sure you guys give me a follow over here at Rico Moneybags, and we'll get to have a really, 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 really good time. What's up, Lisa? I'm looking forward to this Friday, honestly. I really am. I really, really am. We'll see if we can convince TK. Like I said, it'll only take TK a couple drinks, and then we can get him to, jump on cam really quick. It won't take that long. No, I'm looking forward to it. I honestly, I think we started something pretty cool, and I think if we keep providing some kind of like value to the marketplace, it'll provide some value back. We're not just growing projects, but we're trying to help people grow their personal brand at the same time, grow our social presence. And I think if we all make some noise together, especially like what we're, talking about with the super stream, like we did the last one, which was super cool. I think it was a really good hit with all these projects showing up, and we do something like that more often. I think we have some really strong, potential of growing our, whether it's your project or maybe your personal brand, or, maybe you just need some more followers on your page. Maybe you're just trying to get a message out there. Maybe you're not selling a thing. Maybe you don't got nothing to sell. You don't got to sell anything, right? Maybe you just want to, let people know like, hey, I know the space gets hard sometimes, but this is how I get through it. And that's okay. It doesn't always have to be an elevator pitch. Sometimes it could just be, just we're all human, we're all real people, and it could just be like, hey, this is what's helping me get through the boring times. I'm kind of focusing on my brand at the moment. I'm focusing on networking. I'm focusing on this, and that's also part of this space. That's also part of it. It's not always just chart goes up, chart goes down. So I do want you guys to tap in with us. Like I said, we got a lot of people tapping in. This is only going to keep growing. I think as so long as we keep, giving those communities something. Why wouldn't these communities want this to grow, louder, stronger, and with more people? Because all your dev has to do, or community leader has to do, or CTO lead has to do is pull up, and your community has, a bunch of content that they can use, and we get to have fun all together. Honestly, it was just a great time. So this Friday again, super stream coming up. It's going to be a lot of fun. We'll see if we have some giveaways. Make sure you guys stay, tapped in. Maybe there's some giveaways, maybe there's not, but that's why you want to have the bell notification lit. You never really know. And that's how the space is, right? It's like a day-by-day space. So that's all going to happen right here at Rico Moneybags. I'm going to share this link. Maybe you guys are listening in on YouTube or X. But if you guys can give me a follow, not for my page, not like I need you guys to follow. I just want those streams to be impactful. And the more that we get these numbers up, the more I shake the like cup. It's like I'm shaking a cup, and it says, give me likes. Give me shares. And I hate bugging you guys about that stuff. But, it just helps us get what we're talking about and what we're trying to do out in the world more exposure, right? And it's part of it, whether it's Jessica's NFTs or TK's Trolls Den or the Normie token Clash. At the end of the day, you remove the context. All I'm trying to do is just give everybody that exposure that everybody wants. So I do appreciate you guys all pulling up. It's been a really fun stream. I'm looking forward to the Friday stream. Let the charts do what the charts are going to do. Nobody here should be surprised. We already talked about this. We already said, hey, the whack-a-mole game, most likely BTC was going to hit the 100 moving average. Whichever news article you want to correlate why price pulled back to, that's fine. But we talked about first mouse gets the squeeze, second mouse gets the cheese, and most likely that if potentially where price would pull back, if it didn't break past, would be 100K BTC or breaking past the 100 moving average, because we were still trading underneath the 200. And we know that when we're trading underneath the 200, it's still technically bearish stuff happening. And we can see that. So although this pump has been really nice, but let's zoom in just a little bit before we wrap this up. Even though this pump has been a lot of fun, we kind of highlighted this purple line that was just sitting right above us. Like anything can happen, right? Anything can happen if it's sitting right above us. And then, we had this parabolic SAR, which always highlights that we're still trading within this red cloud. And when we're inside this red cloud and the 200 moving average being the biggest bear bull indicator, more bearish things than bullish things tend to happen. So, when we first have this first mouse gets the squeeze, second mouse getting the cheese, heading towards that 100K BTC and kind of trying to break past, the 100 and the 200 moving average, we wouldn't be surprised if we saw price get pulled back, because we're still trading under the red cloud, which is underneath the 200. And we had to go attempt to break the 100, which rejected. It starts to roll over. We start to get some sell signals. Price pulls back to, possibly holding above the 50 and doing another attempt. Or if it rolls past the 50, it breaks one level, finds the next. So we're not too shocked. Like I said, when I started my morning today, I saw 4 different reasons why price pulled back. But, the only thing that I can think of is, more importantly than anything, is that we saw this 100 moving average sitting right above us. And a lot of times, these attempts fail. And it has to build enough pressure where everything squeezes together. And when they all roll over, it kind of pumps really hard. But we're going to keep an eye on this. I think this is a lot of fun. I think Solana showed us quite a bit as well late last night when we were having fun with the XPX community, which was it was kind of nice because we were just having fun late night. But again, even if you look at this, and you don't got to be trading there, but just for information's sake, like buy signal, sell signal, and obviously it's one that you can accept and probably take a little bit serious, because we already said that, hey, we're going to be going towards these moving averages, and most likely price could get rejected right there, right? And sure enough, like late last night, we were having fun. The parabolic SAR came out like it was like $142, $144 where it started to print the sell signal. Then the blunt house printed it at like 138. Either one of these sell signals, you would be in profit right now on the short, and you wouldn't be pressed to believe that it's going to pull back, because we know that, well, this has been a nice little uptrend, this buy signal, breaking past the 50, that's really nice. First mouse, second mouse, but hitting that 100 moving average, you're like, oh, of course, price is most likely going to roll over. And that's exactly what you have, price rolling over. So whichever news article or whichever thumbnail suits that narrative, fine. But somehow, without us knowing what they were going to be talking about, we're seeing exactly just like that play out. And shout out to my Clash fan pulling up. Even with this pullback, you guys noticed the pump on Clash. That's pretty substantial, right? You got to take note of that. It's like, man, even with Solana pulling back, and people are still loading up on Clash, and it's holding like a nice market cap. So when Solana turns back around and starts to move back up in that direction, it's going to be really easy to climb those market caps on Clash all over again. Clash is going to over 100. It's not. It's going to over 100 million. Just give it its time, fam. Let the normies keep coming in. Let the retail keep coming in. They know how to hold. Let the traders trade. They'll trade themselves right out of the space, and then eventually, you'll see the holders market actually win. So shout out to everybody who pulled up. This was a solid stream. Like I said, we got a mega super duper quadruple duper stream coming up that I don't want you guys to miss out. You guys will see some flyers coming out, some cool things around that to get everybody pumped up. We're confirming all the projects, confirming all the people, but it's coming along pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, so this is a great start to the week. Solid stream for everybody. If you guys can repost these streams, so we can have a really nice turnout on Friday. Max engage with this on YouTube. Max engage with this on X. Wherever you guys want to max engage with this. If you guys got a TikTok, you guys can clip this, snip this, remix this, post this wherever you guys want. It would be really good for all of us, to have that social media presence, whether it's the part that I'm talking about Clash, the part that I'm talking about XPX, allowing people to off-ramp their crypto, the part about how we already saw the pullback happening at the 100 moving average. Whatever part you guys want to clip and remix, it'll get that social presence out there. So shout out to you guys. Really solid stream. Prices are going to be the prices. Let them do what they got to do. Keep pulling up for your favorite plays, chill, raid, engage in your telegrams, and get ready, man. We also have some giveaways coming up on some of these streams, so just waiting for some confirmation on those. So don't miss out for these confirmations, and we'll most likely be having some solid giveaways for you guys to engage with also on these streams. So like I said, keep engaging, fam. That's why they want to do it. They don't want to do it for me. They want to do it for you. So the more that we can get more of you pulling up and more of me turning up, the more better these streams are for all of us. So thank you guys so much. Fantastic start to the week. Oh, we got the Yee fan pulling up. What's up, Yee? But this is just the start of the week, man. Pull up tomorrow. We're going to be doing it all over again. We're going to keep our fingers on the pulse of crypto, having a lot of fun with everybody. Your favorite meme coins, utility plays, your blue chips, all of that in between. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys can't do that, continue to come back and experience the abundance of money with me. Until next time, you guys know what it is. Later.
WrestleMania 3 at the Silverdome in Pontiac, Michigan. It's a day that I'm certain my guest at this time will not forget. I'm talking about the former Intercontinental Champion of the world, Macho Man Randy Savage.
Nothing means nothing. Nothing means nothing. Man.
Nothing means nothing. What do you mean by that?
I'm talking about all the way to the top, yeah. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in, but the cream will rise to the top. Oh, yeah. Macho Madness, yeah, has got more to offer than President Jack Tunney thinks that I got. Yeah, and I'm going to tell you something right now. Cards stacked against the Macho Man Randy Savage in WrestleMania 3. Hey, let me say it, yeah. Let me say it out loud. And let me point to the president of the World Wrestling Federation. The Macho Man Randy Savage is not happy with your decision, yeah. I am the cream in the World Wrestling Federation.
Wait a minute,